Hello humans, Master Dinnerflex here, bringing you the low quality content you deserve, and today I wanted to discuss something very interesting. And what I say is interesting, it's kind of a fact of Yu-Gi-Oh! That power creep is a real thing, and eventually our favorite cards will come to a point where they're just not playable anymore. But sometimes we get to see power creep based on new cards, and I wanted to point this out. Lilith, Lady of Lament. So, to just get straight to the point, if Lilith was printed in any other era of Yu-Gi-Oh! Except this one, it would have been banned immediately. Now I'm going to show you. Now, when I show these examples, I'm going to say she doesn't have a quick effect. I'm going to say she doesn't have priority. I'm going to say she only has 1000 attack. And yeah, so I'm going to say all those things to adjust her to the time period that these were in. And I'm going to take away priority because priority changed so much about the game, and I don't want to give her a priority. Just as an example to show you just how powerful this card would be. Alright, Lilith. Tribute, so its effect would be you can tribute one dark monster without priority in some way to reveal 3 normal traps from your hand, from your deck, and your opponent randomly chooses one of them to set. So, let's go to the Duel Monsters era. Ring of Destruction, last turn. I don't believe this is actually in DM era, but there were a lot of degenerate win condition traps you could play. And when you're looking at this, you come to the realization that traps in Duel Monsters days were unfair. Like, even when the first ban list started coming out, the traps that were in the game were extremely powerful. So, not only could you tribute yourself to get some of the most powerful cards in the game to force your opponent to never do anything against you, but you could also tribute darks because they were the most common attribute at the time. Songen, Tomato, Apprentice Magician, Gravekeeper's Spy, and a few other good ones. I can't think off the top of my head. But when you're looking at all these dark monsters, you don't even have to include herself. There are just plenty of others that you can throw into this, and then she still becomes really unfair and opens many degenerate strategies in Duel Monsters era. But this is a card designed in 2018, and you're comparing it to 2004 and 2005. Alright, let's pick up the pace a bit. Let's go to Dark Arm Return. The fastest era of its time, way faster than Yugioh, way more consistent than Yugioh. Just overall scarier than Chaos ever was because it could draw half of its deck turn 1. So let's take a look at this. Alright, Malicious is in the game. Free tribute fodder for whether it be Monarchs or Lilith in this case. Well, let me reveal 3 returns for my deck, for my Dark Arm deck. Or, you know what, let's do it one better. She's a Crush card target of the original Crush card. That's a small problem. Alright, then go before Dark Arm Return when it was Perfect Circle and like Stun. Well, there were 3 Trap Dust Shoot. And there were 3 Mind Crush. And I believe there was also 3 Reckless. So, she is in Degenerate Strategies until Dark Arm Return, where she is then a part of an actual very aggressive strategy. And she's an alert target. Let's not forget about that. Alright, so, again, let's go to the next era. Stun, again. Not only Stun, but Infernity. Infernity have access to a Fiend that's not only just an alert target, but it's also a Fiend that gets them Inferno or Break to just resource their deck even further. So, helps them set up. And against Thunder King decks back in the day, you just grab 3D Prison, Trap Dust Shoot again, and all these really unfair traps for the time. Zexal. That is actually probably where it would have been most powerful, because we got this card in the game, even with most of our traps limited. So maybe you guys are starting to see the point. well, let's go to the last era before the one we're in now. Arc V, or Arc 5. Surely it couldn't have been good in that era. Well, you see, the thing is, on its release, it was a scarred target, and this, you can search this mid-2014, this late 2014 and early 2015, this during Necros format, and this after Necros and Pendulum was starting to come up. But then, you almost got me. Because for a whole year, 2016, it wouldn't have been very good. So, you got me there except 2017. Zoo format. Well, there's no way it could have been good in Zoo. Well, the small thing is, Zoo rarely used its normal summon, so you could summon Lilith and reveal 3-dimensional barrier, the most degenerate, unfair card of that format. So, 2016 is the first time where it was like, this isn't very good, and it's not part of a degenerate strategy. But then 2017 comes along, and Zoo plays a whole bunch of traps, and barely ever uses a normal summon, so there you go. You see it again. So, why am I saying all this? It's just a perfect tribute to how the game has changed so much that we are willing to not play normal trap cards even if they're so searchable and with a card that can do it during either player's turn. It's kind of insane that we're not willing to play normal trap cards when we can get them any way we want to now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully kind of grasp that Yu-Gi-Oh has changed to the point where trap cards are not a thing, and I don't think that's a good thing. I think you should try to balance all your mechanics together, but when you're just looking at Yu-Gi-Oh right now, like, traps just, they don't do anything. Normal traps, at least. Like, of course you'll always have Strike, but Strike isn't always played either, and it's crazy. The game is so fast that you can't play power cards just because it takes a turn to use. And yep, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and remember, Master Dinnerflex will take your soul.